Okay, it's my job to bring us down the home stretch. In order to do that, sometimes a good thing to do is to give everybody like 10 seconds to stand up and just stretch for a second. So I'm going to give you that. So just take 5 or 10 seconds, get a quick stretch in, keep the blood flowing. Don't bail out, don't move. Just kind of get up and stretch a little bit. All right, okay. Now you can sit back down. I was taking a look at our graphic recorder over here, which I would encourage you to look at the end of the evening. It kind of starts with this waterfall coming off of SVP and lots of currents and lots of tributaries and lots of ripples coming off of that, but all kind of interrelated. So when you look around the room tonight, what do you see? Maybe some friends, maybe some business associates, maybe some unexpected faces. For SVP, we see one thing: potential. We are an organization that has a shared core common belief in unlocking human potential. The question is, how can each of us unlock that potential within us to have the greatest possible impact on the world, or on one child, or on a healthy forest? For SVP, we would suggest that bridge from unlocking to realizing that potential is to stretch. And that stretch begins with each of you, which is an individual that has vast potential and is willing to engage in the hard work to make change happen. But it doesn't end there. We work side by side with investee organizations to co-create and stretch to create further impact. And ultimately, our aspirations today are to go beyond individuals in the communities to stretch even further to suggest that we can have an impact on shaping the future of philanthropy and on trying to strengthen the very ecosystem, the foundations, the nonprofit organizations, the public sector, the private sector, players that are working to create change. Now, let's examine that in the context of this evening. So when you think about an individual stretch, do you think that Tim Shotman, laying in his bed on Christmas night, had to stretch? I think so. Trey Maxey is clearly on a lifelong journey to make change happen. Stephanie and Explorations, our relationship with them was very much about co-creation. It was very much about them stretching themselves from a point of almost not making it to where they are today. And without a doubt, if you look at the work that Pat and Susie just talked about, they're trying to affect some programs, but they're trying to change the mindset of how we think about early learning, how we think about brain development, which is ultimately going to change an awful lot of things. And those are the kinds of organizations that we want to work with. So I would suggest to you that the essential catalysts for unlocking that potential are connection, engagement, trusting, co-creation. Let me say that again. The essential catalysts for unlocking potential are connection, engagement, co-creation. And that is very much in the DNA of SVP. That's what makes us what we are. One of my partners a couple of days ago said that's the chemical reaction that happens inside of SVP. So, if we do stretch, what happens? As an individual, let's use her metaphor up here. Let's say we're diving into the waters of social change. You affect not just yourself, but the others that are there with you. You create ripples together. You've seen so many ripples tonight. By working together and co-creating with the investee organizations, we create more and more ripples. Everyone involved in this process They get stronger, and they get stronger by working together, and then we do it again, and we do it again together. And that's part of what makes us what we are. The last level of this ecosystem thing, is a little bit hard to explain and talk about sometimes, so let me try a metaphor. I'll use another liquid metaphor. If you want to save a whale, good thing, you can try to do it one at a time. If you want to save a lot of whales, try to save the ocean. Try to create a healthy ocean. So there are thousands of nonprofit organizations, and we fund and work with a handful of them. But there is also the opportunity to strengthen all of them by thinking about the ecosystem for social change. Those three levels, those three themes, everyone in this room can see themselves in: individual, community, ecosystem. They all add up. We'll give them a shorthand. Impact 3, impact cubed. Every single person that talked tonight operated at one or more of those levels. You saw it time and time again in those different speeches. In fact, those people who are up here tonight, they are the change. They are the system change, which is very, very exciting. I think the common thing that everybody that's here tonight shares is a desire to kind of unlock your own personal potential to create change in an area of your life that matters. You know you do. We know that you want to. And we want to help you do that, just like thousands of individuals across 26 cities around the globe have done through their SVP to create impact. You're not alone. You're part of something much bigger than yourself. If you haven't gotten it by now, there's kind of a theme here, which is if you stretch yourself, what you do is you create ripples. And when we create those ripples, we create a much broader impact. So, what is your stretch for yourself right now? What is your stretch? It's not for us to define that. It's up to you. But we're to help you with it. We're helping you to connect you to the people that share your passion, engage you in the work that will help you find that passion. We're here to work together with you to find that passion and to unlock your potential. We're here to help you stretch. I would even suggest that stretching yourself, for some people, for some of the folks tonight, that stretch was even more significant. It was a significant transformational moment in their life. They passed a severe test or trial, a crucible, if you will, not the Salem witch trial kind, but they passed a very significant moment in their life, and they became much bigger and much better for it. And for them, SVP was the crucible for them to produce that impact. If you ask about Tim, or you ask about Roberto, or you ask about Stephanie, the situations they're in, I think they would tell you they passed a very significant test or trial. So SVP is about stretching yourself, and it's how far do you want to stretch yourself. We believe it's a very significant way that you can impact not just yourself, not just your community, but kids, education, and the environment. So I'll leave you with the question of what is your stretch after tonight? Thank you.